Welcome to step 2 of your Phenomenal Boss Business Launch Blueprint. So by now, hopefully you did the homework from step 1, which was, thinking about what you're passionate about. Because here's the thing, if you skipped over step 1, you're not going to get your best or do your best when it comes down to step 2, because each step builds off of the other. So if you haven't done the work in step 1, stop this video, go back, do the work in step 1 so that you get the best, uh, you know, value out of step 2. Because in step 1, we talked about, what are you passionate about? What experiences do you have? What have you overcome that could help someone else have a transformation? And what is it that you absolutely love doing? What do other people say you're an expert in? That you're always helping, they're always seeking out your help to do something. And it starts there because and step 1 is intended to be essentially a brain dump of everything you mind as you're going through the questions, because you want to be able to give people the transformation that they're looking for. And so, as I mentioned before, when people decide to do business with a business, or, they choose a business to buy a product or service, they're not looking at you so much as like your product or service, because you're not going to be selling anything that they can't find from somewhere else. What they're looking at is whether you can solve their problem in a way that's better to them than the other where service providers out there. They are looking for what is it that you bring to the table, your experience, your skills, because everyone is different. Everyone brings something different, and people are looking for connections, and they're looking for who they resonate with, and they're looking for whether or not you can solve their problem. So as we move into step 2, and you think about, your business idea, you're taking everything that your entire brain dump from step 1, and now you're going to think, how am I going to turn this into a business idea? And so we're going to talk about that in step 2. But make sure that you've already answered those questions in step 1. Otherwise, you're going to have a hard time kind of navigating through step 2 as you begin to think about your business ideas. So, like I mentioned, you want to think about what you're passionate about, your skills, your expertise, and most important, what problem are you solving for people? Because now it's time to take that problem that you've solved, and it's okay if you come up with more than one problem. Once you kind of lay everything out and you look at everything, you want to start pulling out of there, what problems are you solving? When you look at your experiences, when you look at things that people come to you for assistance for, when you look at things that you're passionate about, or things that you've overcome that you can help others overcome as well, you want to look at you want to actually break down what actual problems are you solving for people. Out of everything, what problems do you solve? And you are going to choose a service that aligns with your passion, your skills, and your expertise. And I think I mentioned this before in the previous video. This is the key to a sustainable business, because you don't want to build a business on trends. You don't want to build a business that you have no interest in, because the connection will be lost. People will see right through you in a second if you're trying to build a business around something that you're not totally passionate about and that you haven't experienced yourself. So you need to, make sure you think thoughtfully about your passion or skills, because now it's time to turn that into a business idea. And so as you're doing that, as you're looking through, what problems you're solving through everything, that you're passionate about, all of your experience, everything you've overcome, what group of people would benefit from the service you plan to offer or the product you plan to offer? And I want to go back for a second, because when you think about the group, you want to think about the group right down to, like, where are these people located? Is this like a very local product, or is this something you can deliver worldwide, online? Or is this, is it young people that you're trying to target? When I say young, maybe millennials, or is it an older, um, more mature group that you're looking to target for your product or service? So when you think about what group and who, you want to define all of those things. Is this person single? Are they, or do they have a family? Are they married? Are they divorced? You need to know that, because as you're creating this product, you need to have a product that actually meets the needs of those people. Because if a generic product is not going to solve a problem for everyone. Your target group cannot be everyone. So you have to think based on the problem that you see emerging, or the problems that you see emerging from your list of your expertise, your skills, your passionate, and what you've overcome. You need to think, who benefits from each of these problems that you solve, and think about them in a great amount of detail. And then you want to outline the structure of your service by detailing what exactly your target audience will get, along with just some kind of tentative pricing. And pricing is a tricky one. And I say tentative because we're going to talk about more about that in the next step. But I want you to think, what kind of tentative pricing, you're expecting, because the goal would be, once we get to the next step, you'll refine that quite a bit, because we'll talk about market research. But, think about, what is it that you are going to offer this person? What kind of transformation, what kind of solutions you're going to offer the group that you plan to target? And so I wanted to kind of give you some ideas, because you may be thinking, I don't know where to start when you think about business ideas. And you may be thinking, where do I start? And I want you to think about, with the problems that you've identified, can you deliver your solution in the form of a course, a coaching program, an e-commerce brand, or some kind of brick and mortar store, or a service? And so let's talk about some examples there. So let's say you're really good at writing. You're an excellent writer. You can write technical documents. Maybe you have a background in human resources, and you really thoroughly enjoy the work. You can actually be a consultant, and actually, for small business owners, let's say, people, these entities that don't have a human resources department, but they still have employees, they have human resources issues. They just don't know how to invest in having human resources services available to them. And so what you would do is, if that is your passion, if that is your interest, you can offer to provide that service for them. And that can be your business. And that's totally scalable. If you're very creative at finding solutions, maybe you worked, with a software company, or maybe you worked with, some kind of tech company, and you're really good at creating solutions for people. Maybe you can develop apps for, similar companies that you have experience working with. Or maybe you really enjoy, like, getting people organized. You enjoy helping people be their best and be most productive. So why not launch maybe a virtual assistant agency? And this way you can help people get launched. Be productive in their work day. And it's totally scalable, because we'll talk about scalability in step 5, but you can launch any of these businesses by hiring other people to do the work for you when you're able to, and when you are bringing in that revenue. And then, the thing with e-commerce, is there something or some kind of product you've had in your mind that you would love to get to market, something that really and truly solves a solution, and you want to sell that solution, and you want to give people the relief they're seeking, right? And so you can do that through an e-commerce brand. So there's so many different ideas. I also have maybe you like, you know, um, managing solutions by the phone, customer, um, helping customers find solutions by phone. Why not answer, the phones for like a really tiny kind of home improvement type of business or home service business, that, where they don't have time to answer the phone. And so they actually are missing calls, which means they're missing business. And so you can be the solution for them, because you can come in with your service and say, hey, this is my company. We can answer the calls for you because you're losing money. And when I say home service businesses, your plumbers, your home improvement companies, your, um, the remodel companies, home inspection services, or even real estate agents, that are out there, and when they're on appointments, they can't take the calls, but you can take the calls for them. And when you're ready, you can scale that business and train people how to perform the work for you while you focus on CEO issues. So this is how you want to think about everything that you've come up with. You want to think about how are you going to put your product or service out there? What solution are you solving? And you want to go through your business launch, your Phenomenal Boss business launch blueprint guide to answer all of these questions. And then once you're done with that, I'll see you in step 3. See you there. Bye.